Okay folks, here we are at Cairns again, over 60's Championships. Ooh, big clash right there. This is the clownfish in the yellow. So yellow versus orange basically. This is their 5th game each in 2 days. So there's some tired bodies out there. And that was Trevor Valley on the ball there, just barging over the opposition player and winning the short court, winning the free hit. Budgie now walking up to take this free hit, having a look, just slipping it through there to Ross Crawford. He's getting involved a little bit with Mike over there on the side, Mike Williams. He's working his way through there onto the top of the D and won himself a free hit. He's going out to the side there. This is Anton Deakins. He was looking for a runner there onto that near post, but Paul Lowick there and there, you see him with the glasses out there on the left of the screen, and the headband around the back of the glasses. He didn't quite read that, so between the two of them, good idea, but didn't quite work out for the best. So it's back to orange for a free out, and they work their way down. There's Noel Mitchell there, the postman, earned that nickname over in Belgium when he was playing in the European Cup over there for the Southern Cross side for Australia. Had an open goal and managed to hit the post. So Noel Mitchell, the postman. Here's Mike Williams now. Very handy player, Mike, in the 60's. And this guy here, Ross Rendell, just threw the ball through there. Really dangerous player, Ross. Haven't seen him on the circuit for a few years. See him in the middle of the screen now, right in the centre of the goal, running back towards us. Just next to Budgie there in the cap towards right of screen. A really dynamic player, great skill. Really one of those players that makes a whole lot of difference in a side. So yeah, watch out for him during this game. You'll see a whole pile of skill coming out of him. His brother there is also playing in the tournament, Jeffrey Rendell, also called Bull, playing for the black team. As Trevor Valley again has a look at his pocket pick, Arjit Buller now. Arjit's in the 70's this time around. He's played for Australia in the past as well. Mike Williams back on the ball, slips it through. Very handy side, this orange team. As you can see, working at 1-2-1-2. Taking it out to the side. Trevor Valley there is getting involved in that contest over there. Now here we have Poppy Shea, pops it up. So a little bit of I want to say an argy-bargy going in there with Arjit. Bit of a play on words with Arjit Buller. There's Anton Deakins breaking down the play, and Gil Voicer there just passing the ball back. I think Gil's moved up to the 70's as well. He's been in Queensland hockey for an awful lot of years. Arjit Buller stops and plays it into Ross Rendell, but missed his target. And here comes Bundy, moving down the field now. He likes to play this ball over towards the sideline and protect it as it goes, as you can see. Pops it back there to Budgie just on the inside, and he just cuts across that player, so cuts out his line. Flicks it through to somewhere towards in the danger area.
Bad luck. Goodness me.
We've got Paul Lowick now with a shot, but looks like it didn't make it now because it's straight back out. He's throwing it up to the top, so it's come up. It looks like a deflection of the goalkeeper for a long corner. Went out to Ross. Ross Crawford there. Unfortunately, Ross missed his trap. So orange ball. Again, another beautiful day in North Queensland, winter time in Cairns, so probably about 27 or 28 degrees when this game is being played around the middle of the day. Yeah, it really was hot, I can assure you. And when players have played 4 or 5 games, this was the 5th game in 2 days. It's a lot for this age group, and especially at this level. We've got multiple players who have played for their country, and almost every player out there would have played for state at some stage or another. So there's a whole lot of skill and a whole lot of willingness. Here's Orange now on the ball, taking a look. Oh, that was the budgie dribbling, taking him on, spinning, and getting a free hit. Alistair Hogg there, hobbling towards us out. Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon, that's the yellow player. I had Alistair in my mind there for a second. Alistair's on the orange team. There's Poppy Shea, going to go across the face of goal. And a little bit of pressure on there from the orange player, just trying to stop that ball coming out too easily on a bit of full court press. And it comes out to the side there, but it was missed at the sideline, so that's looks like it's going to be an orange ball. That was the captain there, Graham Alcorn, in the fullback position, sliding that ball over, trying to make a difference. John Davis there throws the ball in all the way across the middle of the park. Nice ball from John. John's been a very handy player over the years. Played for Singapore in the World Cup in Hong Kong. I think that was 2012. Actually before it was called the World Cup, but it was basically the equivalent in those days. Trevor Valley now having a look. Goes long. Puts it straight at the player. That's nice work from Orange. Looks like we've won the free hit. Could have been much more dangerous. Yeah. And they pick that one up again. You see the umpire there in the back line. Umpires unfortunately didn't have alternate strips during this competition, so they were clashing with the yellow team a fair bit, which was making things a little bit confusing at times. When you have two umpires in yellow for every single game, and when you've got a team also playing in yellow, it did confuse the situation slightly. That was Alistair Hogg, just flicked the ball through there. And he's got a good pace on him, good bit of speed with Alistair. There's Budgie now, working his way through. Pops round one, pops round two, shouldered off the ball, targeted by Ross. And the umpire, he shoved, big shove in the back there. The umpire just said play on. Now she's called it up. No more rough play, thank you very much. We'll send it over there. There she is on the back line. I've given it to Orange. Oh, there you go. And I think Mike Williams has just sent that ball over the sideline there, just to basically recognise that it should have been a yellow bit. So fair play all round. Good play, Mike.
Good ball.
Gilvoice there hobbling away in the orange jersey on the left, just gone on the screen. A lot of players here with dodgy knees, ankles, hips, shoulders, groin strains, back strains. At this stage in the tournament, it was wearing pretty heavy on the body, I can assure you. Little flick pass out to Gilvoice. Here he is having a look. And as you can see, it's difficult to get the right coordination when you're tired, sore, and struggling in the heat. So we're going to take that one again by the look of it. Gilvoice now. Ross Rendell on the left. Really nice to see Ross back in the competition again. That ball's gone into contest. The umpire, I'm not sure what they've given there. It's just gone out of the sideline, so the umpire said play on. Ross Crawford, the orthopaedic surgeon, knees and hips. If you need your knees and hips done, Ross is your man. Works out of Brisbane, very handy man to have around a hockey field when you've got guys struggling all over the place with bad knees and bad hips. We recently had the Orthopaedic Association of Australia putting a news item in our Queensland newsletter offering to pay for players with artificial knees and hips to go and play in the competition in Western Australia, which is about 6 hours flight from here, and they were going to sponsor those players to go over there and play, obviously to show what difference it can make for players even in the older ages, that they can still play sport with artificial knees and hips, and there's quite a few of those on the field here today. Here's Ray Langer at the sideline. puts the player into the opposition and gets another free hit. George Goodsall now approaching in the red shorts. Flicked up over the top. Those type of ball draw is going to be tricky. That was Poppy Shea there, beg your pardon. Keith Shea. Actually, I think Keith may have moved up to the 75s this year. He was still in the 70s or the 75s, but he's a hell of a player. And that's in yellow. Bill Boyce now on the ball, playing in the middle of the park. Throws it out to the right. Arjit Buller. Arjit's in the 70s now. Kicked the ball. The umpire said play on. Nothing to see here. Carry on. And here's Poppy Shea now. Keith Shea walks the ball back to 23 because it went over the back line. So we got Trevor Valley out there on the sideline. He goes over the top, up and under, out, high, wide, and handsome. Oh yes, it's a good night to Vienna. Arjit Buller picks up the ball, sideline hit. Yes, Arjit. See, Arjit's got a white thing on his sock there, white ribbon. So that must be the 70s. That ball straight into the goal. So from outside the D, so no goal there. So Arjit's got a white ribbon on his sock. That means that he is playing for the 70s. He's looking for selection in the over 70s for Queensland in the National Championships later this year in Newcastle. Different colour ribbons. In the central screen there you have Mike Williams just walking towards the centre of the field in orange. He's got a red ribbon on his left knee that you notice that he's looking to nominate for the Queensland team in the over 60s. So we set that ball back. Ross Rendell now driving down the right hand side of the park. He's got a couple of players to beat, but he's picked his pocket. But the umpire didn't like the look of that, so it's going to go back to Ross. And he slips it to Arjit. Just looking at Ross there, I don't see any ribbon hanging off his knee, so I'm not sure whether or not he's nominating. It would be a very handy player for Queensland 60s side, I would say. Oh yes, he has. He has to. There's red on his left knee, so he's nominating together with his brother Jeff Rendell from the black team. Jeff's 64 this year, 65 next year. Jeff will be a very handy addition to the 65s when he moves up. I've been playing with Jeff for a great many years. A very nice guy, also called Bull. There's Poppy Shea pulls the ball across the D with his beautiful flat drag which he has. Slides the ball in, tries to put it down the centre of the field, which is not the best idea. Puts straight on the stick of Jeff Rendell, of Ross Rendell moving forward. Trevor Valley throws it to Budgie, Tim Myers, who puts it back to Trevor Valley. Throws it forward off Arjit Buller's foot. It's a free hit to yellow. And Trevor now walking up the field. Brings a player infield just so very nice that he can put it outside. That's a good play there to Brucey. So Bruce McBride there. I'm not sure what age Bruce is. He doesn't have a ribbon on his sock. If they're over 75, they actually don't need a ribbon on their sock because everyone knows there's so few of them that basically just about anyone who's over 75 gets straight into the 75s plus team. So whether you're 75, 80, 81, 82 or 83, they go into the 75s team. That was Ross there just picking the pocket of Budgie, ball in between the two players, and he got there first. Arjit Buller now on the ball. Billy chasing down. Oh, there's Bruce McBride. Oh, look at this. So the ball's getting into a fair bit of contest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone's struggling to get a proper stick on it and get a little bit of space. But finally, Ross Rendell manages to find some space and get it up to Arjit, who can get his head up. So puts it back across to Gil Boise. Doesn't quite get enough on that ball. Can't see what's happening there, but it's gone into in between a couple of players, and now it's out of play. John Davis on the side there with his hand up in the air. John Davis is a really handy player. good turn of speed, injured at the moment, of course, like a great deal of others. A lot of orange down this corner, just trying to lock the ball in here. Trevor Valley pops it through the inside channel and finds Billy, yeah, which is pretty good. Young Billy Osborne had both his knees replaced, one in 2017 I think, and one in 2015 or 16. So he's had 2 knee replacements. Doesn't move, he's not as fast as he used to be. Well, he used to be lightning quick, that boy, around the park. He doesn't carry much weight, which is good, and that definitely helps him. Here's Georgie Goodsall now in the yellow, red shorts and the yellow. Orange are claiming a free hit. Umpire's having none of it. Hits the ball, it bounces and it bobbles up. Alistair Hogg, who's on the ball now, managed to get a stick on it to block it out. But he's just popped it straight into the top of the D to Budgie. He's chipped it out of there with a little bit of a golf shot. And it's finding its way back down the middle, back through Arjit Buller again. Arjit's got a player outside there, but the big gap's opened up down the inside channel. He's managed to get Ross Rendell, who's run himself into a little bit of traffic and has popped onto his foot. Umpire's got a hand up for orange though, so it's going to be an orange ball here. Somewhere just outside the D by the looks of things, about on the docks. From this angle a little bit hard to tell, we don't have much elevation. The camera's more or less at eye level. Mike Williams slides the ball out to the left, comes back in and straight across to the other side. That's good play because it moves the defence one way then the other, but it obviously hasn't found its mark. Well, it's gone to orange. This is what's happening now. Okay, straight into Budgie, which it wasn't the intended target. Pops it up to Allen, who's going right, and he's coming out to the right hand side, and then down the line from there. Correspondingly stick up in the air with the yellow, far sideline. Looking a little bit frustrated about something. Ross there runs straight into Budgie, he's not too happy. John Davis now has the ball, comes across, goes right. Alistair Hogg does his trademark, slip it through the legs and then run around the left side of the player. That's his favourite technique. Got away with it twice there. Obviously people aren't quite used to him and his particular technique. A lot of people know him and know that's how he eliminates players. Not everybody does. So he managed to find his way through a couple of players there, which was quite neat and very nice. Well done, Alistair. And if I may give his wife a little bit of praise for her excellent chutney, which she produces, and Alistair kindly provides from time to time. So thank you, Alistair. Keith Shea now, here he comes. Throws the ball across. I don't see a ribbon. I do see a ribbon on Keith's leg there, so he's still playing for the 70s, not the 75s. These characters, they've been around so many years, and we go up in 5-year age groups, of course. So we cycle in and out of each other's lives as we move up a grade. I myself move up a grade this year, so I get to play with players I haven't played with for a few years because they've been in age group above. There's Poppy Shea, throws a nice ball over the top. Very nice long overhead. Obviously didn't find its intended mark as John Davis is walking the ball forward. Throws it down the inside channel into a sort of inside channel come wing position. It's in and around the D. We can't quite see what's happening there. It's obviously finding its way across to the right hand side of the screen. So as you can see, Orange are enjoying quite a fair bit of possession in this game. A lot of tired, sore and aching bodies. There's Anton saying throw the ball over the top, but he doesn't. Gives it to Budgie. He pops back to Poppy Shea and he slides it over to the right hand side. So that's good to actually move the entire team from one side of the ground to the other. Nice reverse there, the upright reverse, the old style. The ball bounces up, bouncing around the place. Umpire's found something, not sure what it is. It's a foot, so I think it's coming out. Budgie on the ball now, walks it coming out, steps around the player, pulls it in from right to left, steps around another, charging down the field, takes him around another, chasing up to Bill Boise. John is there. Oh, that was Anton had found his way onto the far post. He was looking for him. He's picked up a foot on the way through. Anton was in the perfect position, and the ball had managed to find its way through. But with 3 or 4 players in there, it was all going to be a big ask. There's the ball back in now. It's been cut out by this time, so all the orange had fallen back. Alistair now. Alistair Hogg. There he goes, limping his way down the middle of the park. There's this Noel Mitchell, the postman, coming up against Poppy Shea. He decides to drill one across. Yeah, there was one player in there hunting. I obviously didn't get anything on it. We've got Peter Mann in goal, of course, Bange, Queensland over 60's goalkeeper. Moved up to the 65s this year. Also the Australian 60's goalkeeper up until this year. So no doubt Bange will be looking for a position in the 65s as the goalkeeper for the Australian 65s. Really handy goalkeeper, moves the ball very well. Poppy Shea slides it across the face to the other side again, makes some space to get it out of there. Last minute in the first half, comes out here to Anton Deakins, who's working between the wings, slides it into Budgie, has a look, walks it down the field, slides it out wide again to Anton, zips it forward to Billy. Billy should have probably moved it a fraction to the right. He's had his knees done. Gil Voice is hobbling along here, as you see. Everyone's puffing and hobbling. Half of them are deaf and blind, or semi of each. It's a wonderful sport, this hockey, for the older age group. And as the ball sort of comes back down to Gil for the sideline hit, that's probably going to be the first half. And there's the boot in the half. It's up off of Noel Mitchell's foot, not given. No, and he carries on. So I thought that clock was running out there, but maybe I'm mistaken. Alistair Hogg turned his player inside out. Well done, Alistair. Dummies, dummies, dummies. Pulled it back. Doesn't make the grade. And Anton manages to get something on it. Now he's managed to find Billy. So Billy's charging down here. As always, he intends to run over the ball and protect it. And he's turned back outside now, but he's actually got it into the player in 9 feet, so now he's got a chance here. He can work his way into the D. Oh, they tried to find the foot there, Gil Boise, but Gil managed to get a stick on it. So good play all round, you two. Of a vintage, I would say. And Georgie Goodsall heading into contest. Oh, here we are, here's the second half. I thought that clock was running down before, but I just didn't quite read that time right. So second half, yellow with the clownfish now going from left to right. Ball back and around. Poppy Shea slides it all the way to the other side to Trevor Valley, who comes down the line there. That's Bundy on the ball. There's a foul being committed. Trevor comes up as half, pushes Bundy forward, throws it all the way to the other side, looking for Bruce McBride over there. Not sure of Bruce's age. He's around about he's the late 70s, 80s mark, I think. Goes really well for his age. Quite incredible in some of these guys. Absolute pleasure to play with him. Looks like Tom Davis on the ball, I think, down there. Throws it through. Lost a bit of control here, this young fella. And put it over there. Poppy Shea has got this big long reach, and he's just going to work his way through there. Actually managed, no, he's not too happy with that. Obviously Poppy thinks that should have been his free hit. He was indicating that his stick had been hit. But the umpire was over there and he said it was an orange hit. Knowing Shea and his game as well as I do, probably backing Keith still been correcting that, but still it can be difficult sometimes. So yellow are back on the ball here, taking through the centre of the field. It's turnover back to orange. And, looks like Mike Williams there, throws it out wide. A nice diagonal ball all the way through, all around the keeper. So that's the goal, yeah. So the man not too impressed. They managed to open him up there. He came out, he committed, and unfortunately, ball couldn't be cleared out of there. And it was an open goal, and that was it. Took advantage. Goal 1. So that's the orange 1 and yellow 0. Back to the halfway line for the restart. Puts it long down the park. Bobbles and comes off Gilvoice's stick, so that is going to be a long corner for yellow. Interesting sort of a tactic, but there you go. Sometimes it works. As I say, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Russ Crawford now on the ball. Bundy slips his player, walks it along the back line, and pops it up into the foot of Gilvoice. Nice work there, Bundy. Very well worked. I think this is the first short corner we've seen in this game. All of the first half we didn't have a short corner. So that's Bundy on the ball at the moment. Alan Harris on the top of the D there. You've got Poppy on the left. And Ross Crawford over there on the right, Anton Deacons backing up, and Georgie Goodson in the red short back in the halfway line. Here's Poppy Shea, takes a shot, it's a deflection. Bundy takes another shot off the foot, and that's going to be another short corner. So yeah, it would have been nice to get a little bit of air under that second shot, but straight into the shins for another short corner. Bundy back on the ball again. Poppy Shea, Keith Shea. Fullback has moved up. Budgie's obviously off the field. Bundy with the drag. That's good direction, reasonable speed. Poppy Shea drags around one, drags around the second one. Tries to flick it to Bundy. Has been red. And Poppy Shea here, he's got the ball on his stick. We're going to have a look here, see if we can turn inside out. He's managed to drag through a player. I thought that might have been a short corner. John Davis has managed to get round his stick and pop the ball out to the side to Arjit Puller, so Orange are away here. Ross Grendel slips the ball through, and Orange makes a move down the field. Yellow having to charge back down, try and defend, but looks like the ball's gone out over the sideline. A yellow hit. Georgie Goodsall, Toowoomba player. So takes a look up. It's off the orange foot, so that's another yellow hit. Ball lower going off there for Budgie just as he re-enters the field. Poppy Shea slides the ball over to his left, and then manages to find himself a free hit. Graham Alcorn there on the top of the D, captain of the side, with a red ribbon in his sock indicating he's nominated for the 60's. Graham's had a good carnival. Let's stick long to Ross Crawford. Ball was wide. Trevor Valley works his way down the line. Pops the ball off Arjit Puller. On its way across to Bundy. Didn't make the pass to Bundy, of course, but did manage to collect Arjit Puller on the way through. Going to throw the ball back here, so he's going to take a sideline hit from up the field. Manages to get the ball to Ross. Near the back line now. Bundy's going to work his way through. Looks like he's managed to find himself another short corner. Well done, Bundy. Poppy Shea coming up here, marching his way up the field down the left of screen. Budgie picked up the ball, he's heading to the injection spot, and change of tactic here. Here comes the injection, the top of the D, slight mistrap, and slightly wide. You see that ball was anticipating the return to the injector, but managed to get a touch on that and knock the defender's foot for another short corner. Go back to Poppy Shea again, top of the D. Another slight mistrap, goes right to Ross Crawford, dribble once, dribble twice, up the keeper's chest and out to the sideline. Oh man. So well played, Orange. They had a couple of loves there, one hit into the shin of the defender, the next shot into the goalkeeper's chest. But that's the nature of the game. So it's a long corner, it's gone over the back line, not the sideline. Poppy Shea again, throws the ball back. Hit the back of the stick again. We talked about this in a previous video, where players and defenders come in, hit the back of the stick when the guy on the ball has the ball, and it's not been picked up very well in this comp, but that's the nature of these sneaky older players who've learned that umpires have been instructed if the ball goes in between two players and comes off in a particular direction, it's come off the player whose stick is facing that way, so they give it to the wrong player effectively. Budgie lifting one over the top. Can't see where that landed, but he's back with Orange now, so Orange have got it. Georgie Goodsall for yellow. It's in between a couple of players, really into contest here. Anton Deacons hits one across. Mike Williams manages to get something on it, but it's coming out to the side now. They're working over to this sideline, sliding it back into the inside channel. And there's been a whistle there. Everyone's having a bit of a look. And there's the match way back down the field. John Davis proceeds with the ball towards the halfway line. Throws there to the inside channel. And it's flipped back out. Into contest. Budgie now has a bit of a look. There's Archie Buller. Takes it. Another player's on top of him. A third player's on top of him. And there's Graham Alcorn into contest. Budgie now back on the ball. A bit of hack and a dribble. And then manages to pop his way through. 1, 2, 3. And got through that last player. Spins and throws it into the foot of the defender. Again in time. Onto the bobbly ball through. Oh, nice turn. Comes out to the side. And slide it back to the inside to the postman, Noel Mitchell. Graham Alcorn there. Tidies up as Noel's trying to get his head up. George Goodsall goes out to Budgie, walks the ball in, takes a bit of a look-see. Ball's bobbled away there, George has managed to pick it up. Ball. Another bobby pass. The bobby passes work quite well because they're more pretty hard to trap. Just like a flat stick. Coming out now to the right hand side. Archie got one down long, but there's nobody there. There's an open channel, but it was always going to go long. Alistair Hogg left of screen now in orange, just working his way across. Show to Ross Crawford, to Trevor Valley. Back through the inside channel. And did it find its mark or deflection? can tell at this stage it's gone right over the sideline of the effective ball. Anton Deacons, Bundy in yellow, works his way through, still on the ball. There we go, Bundy, still working his way through. You can see he's got some good skill, Bundy. So over the years he's been around for an awful long time. So not quite as quick as they used to be, some of these guys, but very good skill. Ball bounces across the D. Oh, and would you believe it, gets to Ross Rendell, ball people, to walk the ball out. So he's a very solid player. It's not going to be easy to get the ball from him. They take their time resetting up. Paul Lowick facing the hit at the present time. And he's trying to decide where the ball is to be taken, which is on the top of the D. Comes out right to Arjit Buller as he walks his way down the field. Tries to hit and a swing and a miss. Goes out to the postman, Noel Mitchell. Back across the face of goal. Russ Rendell. Back to Noel Mitchell. This is good play. Oh, there's a little clash of sticks there, a hook of sticks. He's gone into the foot of Poppy Shea just on the edge of the D. So that's going to be an orange ball on the edge of the D. So they've made good progress here. They haven't been down in the yellow circle for quite some time. They've had a series of short corners down the other end. Couldn't manage to convert. Most of the games this comp have been very even. Usually only with a 1-goal margin at the end of the game, because they balance the sides according to age and ability. And that's all to nothing. So there's a smattering of older players. The oldest player in the comp is 84. Oh, there's Bundy trying to chase down that ball, but he's struggling. They've got the willingness, but they don't have the speed that they used to have once upon a time. And the ability to turn and chase. So yeah, the majority of the players are in the sort of 65-ish range. Most players have got either 1 or 2 in the 60-year-old range, and then a couple, 1 or 2 in the late 70s, 80s. And that tends to be the way the game has gone, where the teams are arranged. Anton Deacons. Anton's in the 75s now, just there. Poppy Shea is there in the middle of the field in yellow in the 70s. Brian Alcorn, 60s. And on to Ross Crawford, who's still in the 60s as well. Ball back across to the other side, so I'll switch to the point of attack. That's always a good idea. Nice work, Anton. Anton did a very good game. He's played very well in this competition. Bruce McBride now is at the upper end of the age scale. Bobbles one through. Couldn't connect. Awful lot of work there to expect from Anton, who'd worked his way from centre half across to right half and up through the inside channel to try and support Bruce. Anyway, John Davis now coming out. John's been having some problems with injury for this comp. You can see he's hopping around the place. Graham Alcorn on the ball. Chips one. Looks like he needs to change that chipping iron. Chipping wedge. There's been a little bit of that going on. When the knees, hips and shoulders get injured and start to ache, you need a little bit of control. Russ Rendell now. There's the ball back to Mike. Those two as a pair have been very potent during this competition. Shea protects the ball slightly back to Graham, pops it out to Budgie. Tries to go over the top of Arjit Buller. Paul Lowick was making a run, but Arjit, of course, with a big tall guy, managed to raise his stick up there and picks it out of the air. Poppy Shea finds the foot. Eyes on across to Budgie, collects it on the reverse, back through the inside channel. To Bundy, pops it out wide. No, that's in the contest, so didn't manage to find its mark. Good play there, 1-2 from Rush Rendell out to Archie Puller and then down the line. But Alistair Hogg there on the far side was throwing the ball back in. Couldn't manage to trap that ball. So Trevor Valley, sideline, goes down the sideline, all the way down there. And turnover ball for Orange. Brian Northwood there, the goalkeeper, in red, just working his way back to the goal. Had a little bit to do in this game during the short corners, but otherwise not too much. Open play there had a great deal. Very handy keeper, Brian Northwood. John Davis there taking on Budgie. Protects the ball, tries to slide it through. Manages to get a free hit over the sideline. Looks like he's picked up an orange foot, which it has. The ball is taken off. I don't think he's allowed to take the ball from there. The umpire saying take it back, and that's exactly what's happening. Budgie now has a look around. Back across the middle of the field, Georgie Goodsall. Back to the right, so that's good play. Move those players from side to side, especially when they're tired and aching their bodies at this stage in the comp. Always good to move players from side to side, open up the gaps as they're running to cover the play and cover the channels. They leave gaps behind sometimes. The umpire saying take it inside. Do? No? Over 25 side or 23? I'm not quite sure whether inside or outside, but anyway, that's off a foot, so there'll be another one. Osborne working his way through. Budgie's on the ball now. Wants to take it quickly. Player walks straight into him. He's holding his arms out, trying to avoid giving the short corner. Yes. And manages to get away with it. Now it's yellow. Mistrap there from Billy. Shane. It was a right idea, 1-2. Ball's down that corner of the orange attacking area, or the yellow attacking area, I should say, the orange defensive area. Across the face goal, Trevor Valley, rises to the top of D. Graham Alcorn comes out to the right again. So they're moving the ball an awful long way out here, and probably might have been better to try and make some inroads into the D than they've got. When you move it from left to right and right to left, that's probably the time for making an entry. All the players in and around this particular location. Georgie Goodsall now on the ball, going to chip one through there as best he can. Made its way through, but it's come back out again. So a good bit of attack, but unfortunately it's all centred down the outside of the field rather than around the top of the D, which would have been very helpful. Ray Langler approaching the ball now, at the stick in hand, having a look up, seeing where his players are. At the stick of the defender, Alistair Hogg is chasing in there on the left. Ray manages to beat him, goes down the line. Orange gets a stick on the ball. And it looks like another yellow ball. Free hit from that side. To see how we go. Maybe it's orange, can't quite see. No, it's definitely orange because they're moving away with the ball. Tries it through it. Budgie puts his pocket. So it's off the foot of Bill Boise there, so back to yellow again. Shay's working his way up the field here. Like something. He turns the player inside out, one of his trademark flips. So a fair bit of time being spent up here in this attacking right hand corner for yellow.
Now I'm just pointing.
Difference in the yellow. End of the game, opposite to Billy, who was there and waiting, but just tired legs, tired mind, tired body. and he's missed that trap there in the corner. Really need to get that ball back and around rather than back into the corner. George Orange there pops it down long. Alistair Hogg now on the burst, so he's only got a one-on-one with the keeper here, but he put it straight into Peter Mann. Yeah, Peter's a very good keeper. Peter slides it out to the sideline and buys a little bit of time. Alistair's got some good speed. Once again at this stage in the competition, tired legs, tired bodies, it's always going to be hard. And go for his trademark through the legs. No, he's not. Goes back to Mike Williams, and this is all free here. Nobody's even approaching him. It's going to be having a look stopping the back pass. And it's dangerous forward and backwards. Just come out. It's pops across there. To the far side, he's found himself a player. Just play on, but it's not going to go anywhere. And 30 to 16 or 3 out, I should say, to yellow. So a good play there. Alistair Hogg one-on-one with Peter Mann. Went a little bit straight, easy from the sideline, of course. And Peter Mann is a very good keeper, very mobile, very agile. It's not easy to beat his old bench. Ball over the sideline here. Anton Deacons. It's a long ball through. Dodgy. Over there on that side. Pops it back to Ross Crawford. Comes out to the right hand side. Ray Langler walking down the field. There's not much on though. It's gone back through the inside channel, but there's really nobody there. And that was put back out over the sideline by Orange. Georgie Goodsall now in possession. Puts it back to the sideline. And pulls back in a semi-defensive position. Ball back to the centre. Goes long down the middle. Straight to Orange. Anticipating a run, but yellow having a rest. Dive there from Ross. Made its way all the way through to Alistair Hogg, and now it's out here to Ross. Peter Mann smothered that, which is very handy. Ross has lifted the ball up. So he might have been a little bit of a backstick there, but anyway, he's managed to find himself a short corner. Looks like the ball came up there and may have come off the backstick. Very difficult to see from the umpire's perspective, a little bit easier to see from this side with the camera angle. So here we are, the game's winding down now. Another short corner for Orange. This is their second of the game. John Davis on the top of the D, looks like he's getting ready for the hand trap. Here he is. The top of the D didn't go to him. Sport trap to begin with, and Ross has found the ball there and it's gone wide.